It's a little bit counterintuitive in that people typically think, when are you going to give more attention to price? And you say, oh, you're going to give more attention. Price is what is price? Price is like a cue. It's like a heuristic people use because it gives you so much information, huge information value, right? It's quality. It is a financial sacrifice. It's a deal for me to switch, right? So it gives you this information, and as you get this information, you use it that way. And therefore, you would expect, and this is what our general assumption is, that people who are, who are actually who don't have that much attentional capacity available in a decision-making situation, because this gives so much information, this is the one very salient thing, it'll give a lot of weight. And people will start using it much more. So let's say you're a little distracted, and your mind is elsewhere. People might say, oh, they'll actually use the price more as a cue of quality, or maybe to get the cheapest option, because their mind is wandering. But what we're saying is so counterintuitive to that, because we're saying, hey, wait a second. Actually, when you're in the situation, you're with the stimuli, you have the ability to experience the taste, the touch, the feel, the attributes, all of that. You would say, oh, you should pay less importance to price. They're saying, actually, you pay more importance to price than you do in those scenarios. And the reason is that it's not just, we're looking at a whole different dimension of price. And that dimension of price is its changeability. And that's a factor that past research hasn't looked at. And we're saying, actually, that's a really important dimension to think about. Because people who are in different modes will pay less or more attention to that underlying characteristic of the stimulus. As a consumer, we would realize that actually when we are in the experiencing mode, we are giving maybe not consciously, but we are ending up giving a lot more importance to price than we would do otherwise. So we have to really understand, as we go into the shopping mode and we get into shopping, how important do we think price is to us? And, factor that in when we are making our decisions. If we are, for instance, in a mind-wandering mode, realize that we may not be giving, if you're shopping while our mind is wandering, we may not be giving as much importance to price as we think is appropriate. So if you're budget-minded and we want to stay in our budgets, and we want to stay on track with that, then it makes a lot of sense to actually try and focus most of our attention to the environment around us, because that'll help us get into the mode of potentially giving, more weight to prices and staying within that situation.